What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim and Jeris Sports Talk. Today, we're going to be getting into 2023's NFL draft class as far as quarterbacks concerned. Next year's draft class, 2023 NFL draft quarterback. This is probably the deepest quarterback class that I've ever seen in my entire life. It is huge. You got guys like, and I'll, go down the list on a lot of these guys. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. I'm already looking at the 2023. I don't necessarily care about 2022. A lot of you already know my thoughts on that. And maybe I didn't give you my thoughts on all the players like the tackles and the guards and all that stuff. If Tim want me to, I'll give Tim, some assessments of those kind of guys, and he can post it. But I'm not doing that. I was going to do breakdowns and all that, but if you don't want to know why I'm not going to do that, just go watch my last video on the channel. But like I said, like for the DNs, the Kayvon Thibodeaux, the Aiden Hutchinsons, the Zach Harrisons, guys like the Marvin Lill, Kyle Hamilton, guys like that, George Karlaftis. If you want breakdowns like that or whatever, go to Tim. If Tim asks me about it, I'll give him an assessment of those guys. But right now, we in the 2023 NFL draft class quarterbacks. Listen, they got Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Grayson Mccall, Sam Hartman. You got Tanner Mordecai from SMU. They got, Bo Nix, who transferred to Oregon. You got Will Levis, whatever. Phil Jerkovich, Jayden Daniels went back. Keaton Slovis transferred to Pitt. Jake Hayner, Malik Cunningham, who a lot of people was very high on going into this 2022 draft. Spencer Rattler, Tanner Morgan, DJ Ukulele. So, it's deep. Sean Clifford. It's deep. It's a deep class. The thing about this class is it's interesting for the simple fact that either one of these quarterbacks can be number one on the core QB board. Starting with Bryce Young, I'm not a fan of Bryce Young. Bryce Young is an average quarterback. He showed that against Alabama, against Cincinnati. He showed that against Georgia. In the Georgia game, Nick Saban went in there with a game plan that my quarterback is better than your quarterback. We're going to put it in his hands. We're going to tell him to go win the game. And that clearly shows you he couldn't do it. So usually when you have a franchise quarterback, you could say, go win the game for me. They told Bryce Young to do that. He couldn't. And in the game before that, you took the ball out of his hands because you knew the kind of team that you was going against. So you took him out of harm's way. But then, you know what I'm saying? So Bryce Young, for me, is an average quarterback. A lot of Alabama quarterbacks are average. Jalen Hurts, average. Tua Tagovailoa, who I really like, but average. Mac Jones in the league, average. They're always going to put up good numbers in Alabama because of the talent that they got around. Of course they're going to look that way. Once they get to the NFL, they don't look so good. Granted, Mac Jones does have a winning record, but guess what? He ain't looked that good this year neither. He's looked good in moments and spurts, but he's average. Same with Tua, average. Jalen Hurts, he's a 9-8 record. He's in the playoffs. It's average. Bryce Young is an average quarterback. There's nothing special about Bryce Young. He can be a game manager at the next level. Put it that way. C.J. Stroud is just, for me, he's totally overrated. That's another guy who's in that category of, the product of talent, right? You got Chris Olave, and I can always mess up his name, and Jigba, Garrett Wilson. You got all those guys around him. Like, come on. You supposed to ball out. But we seen when they went up against, who was it? Was it Michigan State? No, it was Michigan. When they went up against Michigan, they got whooped. So C.J. Stroud didn't look too good. So it's like, no, I'm a no on C.J. Stroud. Anthony Richardson, I don't know too much about him yet, really, if I'm being honest with y'all. So I got to look more into him. Grayson Mccall, man. I've been watching Grayson Mccall since early 2020, I think. Maybe. Hopefully I'm correct. I don't want to be wrong. But Grayson Mccall has the potential to be the number one QB on this board. I like him the most out of all these guys. All of them. He's coming off an injury from last season, a foot injury, I believe. But he is very good. I was very impressed with what I'm seeing from Coastal Carolina, to be honest with you. Like I said, my only knock against him it's the team he plays for. He hasn't been through no adversity. He hasn't faced no real competition, so it's stuff like that. But in the same breath, same thing with Zach Wilson. The same same problem I had with Zach Wilson. He didn't play nobody. And it showed in the NFL when he got there. So, I mean, Grayson Mccall is right up that alleyway. He's very talented, man. Sam Hartman. That's another guy that I watched go toe-to-toe with Sam Howell. They was gunning. And Sam Hartman was gunning. I got to look even more on him, especially in this upcoming season. But Sam Hartman can be up there. Because he was gunning. They came up short because Sam Howell is just that dog. But Sam Hartman wasn't backing down neither. And that's a game that I'm going to harken back to, especially going into next season. That, okay, this season, look what he did again. You know what I mean? I'm also going to give an assessment of that year, that 2023 year. But I'm also going to look at this past year as well. Tanner Mordecai, I watched a little bit against him against Ritter. He was good. I mean, but he's an okay quarterback. He's an average quarterback. He's not gonna, I think he's a good solid backup. Phil Jerkovich, he reminds me of Tony Romo. He give me some Tony Romo vibes. And Tony Romo was a starter in this league for a long time. Only problem with Romo was Romo would get you to the very end, but he'll make the mistake. He can't ever close you out. That was Romo's problem. But like I said, Phil Jerkovich from Boston College, definitely going to look at more of him. Will Levis, he's huge. He is built like a linebacker, or like a tight end, or like he's huge. He has wheels. He has a cannon. I want to see him go through his progressions more than push the ball down the field. I want to see more of his arm talent more than anything. But I mean, playing for Kentucky don't help out much. But I want to really see a display of his arm talent going in, because I think if that arm talent is anything close to what I think it possibly could be, he's prototypical. He's big as all outdoors. He has the wheels. I mean, he has the physicality. But I mean, like I said, I got to see more of the arm talent. Jaden Daniels, I'm not even going to spend much time on him. He's okay. I'm not overly, what's the word? I'm not overly excited about him. Keaton Slovis, he was actually at the top of this year's class at one point. People had Keaton Slovis go over #1. But now he transferred to Pitt, basically taking Kenny Pickett's spot. I think that'd probably be a good spot for him. He's actually way more accurate than Kenny Pickett. He's actually, as far as mobility, he's not as mobile as Pickett, but as far as accuracy and arm talent, he's better than Pickett. It's just he had a down year this year for some odd reason. Especially when you got Drake, you're throwing at Drake London. I mean, but then again, Drake London did get hurt. But that's not the end of there. At the end of the day, Keaton Slovis could easily be up there as well. Another guy that I really liked was Jake the Goat Hayner from Fresno State. Jake Hayner is also an interesting prospect. Like him, also want to watch more of him from Fresno State. Like I say, this class goes deep, man. It really goes deep. But the next three guys I'm going to mention, Bo Nix transferring to Oregon. Bo Nix, he didn't really have too good of an Auburn career. Like, it was okay, but it wasn't, you could see why he transferred. He didn't believe he needed to go somewhere with more talent around him to actually display what he could possibly do. And that's actually a great place to go for him. Bo just might go out there and ball. And then the guy that everybody else was on, Malik Cunningham. I watched Malik Cunningham this past season. It's pretty good. I mean, obviously the arm, the accuracy, the ball placement, a lot of that stuff isn't there. Maybe he improves on it, going into the season. A lot of people compare. Any black quarterback that can run is fast. He went to Louisville, so obviously player comparison is going to be Lamar Jackson. But he does got some fight in him. He does got heart, and that's what I like. He got some of the intangibles of being a quarterback in this NFL league, in the NFL. Spencer Rattler. This is what's crazy about Spencer Rattler, right? He has Patrick Mahomes' ability. This is what's crazy about him. He has Patrick Mahomes' kind of arm talent. His problem is, I'm not going to go down on a list of everything that's wrong. It's just he has so many holes in his game. But the arm talent is Patrick Mahomes-esque. The big play, the crazy circus stuff, he does everything the way Patrick Mahomes does it. As far as that. But the other stuff, he has to show. If he shows I'm not, like I said, I'm not about to, it's a lot of stuff and I don't feel like going through it. But if he shows those things, Spencer Rattler is number one. Easy. It's not even up for debate because he's that talented. He's that talented. DJ Ukulele, I mean, he was just not good this past season. I'm just a hard no. Unless like I said, he has a chance to show and impress. I mean, it's only one season, his first year starting, but he makes terrible decisions with the football. I mean, horrible. I mean, awful. I mean, a lot of people had him being on top of this class. So, I'm a hard pass on him right now. Till he shows me something, I'm a hard no. Sean Clifford from Penn State. Nice guy. He goes to Penn State. I mean, what you want me to say? I'm not gonna knock him, but I mean, he has had a couple good games. A couple games where you say, but I mean, I got to look more into him as well. But that's the draft 2023 NFL draft class, man. It's loaded, it's deep, So I mean, and when you look at how deep it is, it almost makes you wonder, like with this draft class, like, do some teams just wait? I'm not one of those people who says, "Oh, this draft class is trash." No, I'm not. Because hear me out. Look at it this way. This past draft class was trash. Everybody just judging based off this year. Trevor Lawrence looked like a 7th-round pick. Zach Wilson looked like a 7th-round pick. They all had their moments. But Justin Fields, in the entirety of the season, they all looked like 7th-round picks. The only guy that looked like a 3rd-rounder, really, that high, or like, okay, I give him 2nd-rounder, mostly is Mac Jones. He didn't really, he looks okay. So, the notion that, it's not like past drafts, no. I'm not even going to get into that because it's going to upset me. But there's your 2023 NFL draft class for quarterbacks. Listen, I'm going to go in depth because I'm not, like I say, I'm leaving all this off-season stuff to Tim, like for the skins, and I'm just not. I was going to, but no, I'm not doing it anymore. But for 2023 NFL draft, I'll just keep y'all updated throughout the entirety of the offseason on that. That way y'all can just prepare y'all minds. That way y'all know. Y'all just get the inside scoop. That way if, like, any one of your teams, like, they start to, be bad or whatever, you can start looking ahead and you can already know, like, oh, yeah. And also, Brochmo does it. So I'm trying to get ahead of Brochmo. So shout out to Brochmo. But, yeah, man, but like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Catch y'all later.